we look at the 2025 GCE English Paper 1, Section A, question number 6, which is an argumentative type of a composition. So the question reads, the replacement of human labor by machines and computers is good. Argue for or against this statement. So take note that the first key thing you must understand very well is that this is an argumentative type of a composition. Okay, if you check at last, we do have this language: argue for or against this statement. So this language simply means, the word argue for simply means yes, or then we have the word against, which means no. In this case, we have yes and also we have no. They are simply encouraging you, or rather advising you to do what? To pick a side. Are you saying yes or are you saying no? Are you supporting this motion or you are not supporting the motion? So now this is the first key thing that you have to do. When you look at this question very well, first you have first to come up with at least 3 to 4 points. Why am I saying so? Because this kind of a composition, you have to pick a side. So you're going to meet a situation, or you will find yourself in that situation whereby you have run out of points. So the first key thing, you have first to come up first with points, so that it will be very much easy for you in terms of what? Expanding. So now, the replacement of human labor by machines and computers is good. Are you saying yes? So in this case, I will be supporting this motion. Okay, so now the first key thing that I'll do, you have first to plan your work. Okay, so I'll come up with first 3 points which will help me. So first key thing, come up first with what? 3 to 4 points. So if you check, the replacement of human labor by machines and computers is good. So I'll support. So the first point, I'll first come up first with points. So I'll say machines. Okay, and take note the way our question is, we have machines here and also we have computers. Okay, so I'll first talk about the machines. I'll give 1 point relating to the machines, then the other point relating to the computers. So machines, I'll say machines help, say machines help produce. So machines help produce, let me say, many goods. Okay, I'll say many goods in a short time. So this is my first point. You have seen, so machines help produce many goods in a short time. Then I'll come up with the second point. I'll say computers. So if you check, this question has 2 parts. We have the machine part and also the computer part. So then I'll say computers, let me say computers, they do help. Yeah, so computers, I would say computers help people, okay, do difficulty, say do difficulty, should I say things, or work will do. Okay, work easily, yes, this point will do. So say computers help people do difficult work easily. Then the last point, I will simply adapt to say machines. Okay, I will say machines and computers. Okay, so you can add up at least 3 to 5 points or 3 to 4 points. So machines and computers, let me say make work easier. So make work easier and faster. Okay, then I can even add up the other point, at least let me say 3 to 4 points. Can even add up this point saying that let me say machines. I would say machines and computers. Say machines and computers. Okay, reduce. Can simply say reduce errors. Let me just use the simple word mistakes. Okay, and work accurately. Like this, this is what you have to do, the first key thing. So first come up with 3 to 4 points. So I've said machines help produce many goods in a short time. Then I've said number 2, computers help people do difficult work easily. Then I've said machines and computers make work easier and faster. Then I'll say number 4, machines and computers reduce mistakes and work accurately. So after coming up now with points, we have now to start writing. Take note that starting from there up to the word good, on its own, this is our title. You can just get it exactly the way it is, then you just write it as your title. Take note, you have to write your title in small letters or in capital letters. But take note, when you are writing your title in small letters, you have to write each and every, okay, first letter of the given word here in capital letters. Like for example, here there we have T, it must be capitalized. Then the word R, it must be capitalized. Then the word O here must be capitalized. Each and every first letter of each and every word here must be capitalized. But if you don't want to make let me say mistakes, just write your title in capital letters like the way it is exactly. Or if you want, you can turn this same question to make your title sound as if you're asking a question by looking at the verb. So your title also, you can write it like if you check, we have the replacement of human labor by machines and computers is good. So we have the word is here. You can write is at first, so that at least you make your title sound as if it's a question. You can say is the replacement of human labor by machines and computers good, like that. Or if you don't want to make mistakes, just copy and paste the way it is. Like for example, even here, lack of discipline leads to failure. So this is a title on its own. You can just copy it the way it is exactly, then just write it. So write in capital letters if you don't want to make any slight mistake. So here, what are we going to do? I'll get my answer sheet and take note. Another new rule, we have here question number. You have to write number 6. So since here our question number was number 6, so you have to write here, you have to write number 6, don't forget. So I'll first start writing my title. So I'll first write my title. I'll say okay, there, okay, replacement, okay, of human, okay, labor by machines say and computers is good, like this. Whenever you're writing your title, don't forget, we don't put a full stop. Don't put a full stop when you write your title. Don't put a full stop here, okay? If you put a full stop, a mark will be deducted, half mark, okay? So the replacement of human labor by machines and computers is good. So this is your title. Then after writing this, it's your choice here. You can leave one line so that you let the title to breathe, or without skipping a line, you can just indent. Then now you start your intro, your first paragraph. So take note, whenever you are writing an argumentative, it's very much important, because in this let me say type of a composition, you have to sound as if you're a debater. So what are you going to do? We do simple. The first paragraph, you have to, let me say, put yourself as if you are a debater. Like for example, you are giving out your opinion on a particular matter. You are a debater. You have first to acknowledge the presence of the judges, the timekeeper, also the opposing team, and also your team. Make it as if it's a debate, okay? So at least try to acknowledge the presence of the judges, the timekeeper, and also your fellow debaters. So what I will do, I will simply write attend. So say honorable judges. Okay, so say honorable judges, like this. If you check, I've written honorable judges. Take note, this is a small letter J. Okay, like this. So honorable judges, then comma. After the honorable judges, I will say timekeeper. So this is the order. We'll say timekeeper. So say honorable judges, comma, timekeeper. Then after writing this, I will say comma. I also acknowledge the members of the opposite side, those who have said no, since I will be supporting. Also, it's very much important you even acknowledge all those who have chosen the opposite side from yours. So honorable judges, comma, timekeeper, comma, members of the opposite, so members of the opposite side. See, then I'll say and my fellow debaters. See, I ended up adding let me say a full stop to show that I'm done recognizing the presence of these people. So I say honorable judges, comma, timekeeper, comma, members of the opposite side, and my fellow debaters. Then now in the first paragraph, you have now to show your side. Which side are you backing? Are you saying yes or are you saying no? So after a full stop, then I'll say make it as if it's a debate. Okay, so full stop, then I'll say I stand. Okay, I stand before you. I stand before you to strongly. Okay, I stand before you. So I stand before you to strongly support. Make sure whenever you are writing, you have to make sure that your sentence is correct. Okay, so I stand before you to strongly support the motion or the topic. Say to support the motion. Let me say which says that. So because of the word that here, I will not add up the quotation, the open quotation mark. I'll just write the title like the way it is. I'll say which says that the replacement of human labor by machines. Okay, by machines and computers is good. You've seen like this. So honorable judges, comma, timekeeper, comma, members of the opposite side, and my fellow debaters, I stand before you to strongly support the motion which says that the replacement of human labor by machines and computers is good. You have seen? Then afterwards, make sure that your first paragraph must have at least 3 to 4 lines. So if you check, I have 1, 2, 3, then 4. At least 3 to 4 lines are very much okay, because this is the intro. You must not talk about many things. You just have to acknowledge the presence of these people and also support or not support. You can say, I stand before you to strongly disagree to the motion which says that so. Then afterwards, I'll add up my first conjunction word. I will simply say, to start with, to show the first point, the main reason why I am saying yes. So I'll say to start with, then I'll end up adding a comma. So to start with, or you can say to begin with, or firstly, to show that you are giving out your first point. So the point which I've written, okay, I'll go back to my points. So if you check, these are my points. So I'll simply write down, I'll simply pick any point here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So pick any point here. Once you pick a point, let me say, I'll say to start with, machines. Okay, I'll say machines help, okay, help to produce. So help to produce many goods. The points which I wrote, okay, many goods, say many goods in a short, say in a short time, say in a short time. Okay, so this is the point. If you check, machines help to produce many goods in a short time, then full stop. Once you just mention your point, you ended up putting a full stop. Then you can end up even giving an example. You can say, for example. So once you give a point, at least try to give an example. So you say, for example, then don't forget to put a comma. So say, for example, say in factories, say in factories. Okay, so in factories, okay, say machines can make, let me say, can make hundreds of products. So hundred of products in one day. Say in one day. Okay, in one day. Let me say, wow people. Say wow people can only make a few, like this. You have seen. I'll ended up adding, saying this helps companies. So if you check, once you just come up with your first point, at least the first paragraph, if you're saying yes, okay, make sure the first point, each and every paragraph must have its own point. Make sure that if you check, machines help to produce many goods in a short time, you have to explain, okay, the main reason why the machines, they do help in terms of what, producing many goods in a short period of time. That's what it is here. Okay, avoid adding up more points in one paragraph. So one point, which means one paragraph, then explain by even giving the what, the examples. Okay, avoid putting more than, let me say, one ideas in a single paragraph. You are going to confuse the marker. Okay, so this helps, or say companies, okay, to say to earn, so to earn more and meet people's, and meet, let me say, people's needs quickly, like this, then full stop. You have seen, this is the point which I've added in this paragraph. I've explained by giving examples and also even giving up other related scenarios or other things. So I've supported. So to start with, so even here I'll ended up saying secondly, to show that I'm about to give my second point why I am supporting. So you say secondly, then after just saying secondly, you have to go back to the points. Now you go back to the point. This type of a composition is way too simple, but you just have to come up with points. So if you check, So this point we have done it, so you can even okay, cancel it. So computers, okay, help people to do the difficult work easily. Machines and computers make work easier and faster. Machines and computers reduce mistakes and work, okay, accurately. So just pick up a point here. I ended up saying secondly, computers, let me say help to do difficult work easily. Say, so after just giving out the point, make sure I full stop, then now you start expanding. You say they, you give a reason, so they store information. Say they store information, so they store information, full stop. Not just a full stop, let me just say, since I will be still be going, so say they store information, say comma, what else, help us to learn and even help, or let me say doctors to treat patients better. Okay, same with computers. Then I'll say we can also communicate. So we can also communicate with people in other countries. You have seen I've added up my point here, and also I've added up my point here. I've also added up a brief and short point here. We can also communicate with people in other countries, like this. Okay, you don't have to put many ideas in a single paragraph. At least one point, then expand it. Or if you want to put up two ideas, it's quite okay, but you have to be smart enough in terms of squeezing the information, because you may end up, let me say, getting swapping ideas. Okay, so this is how we do it, guys. So take note, this composition must have at least 5 to 6 paragraphs. So if you check, we have 1, 2, 3, then at least you can end up adding the fourth one, then you conclude. So this is how it is. So at least this one, it must have at least 5 to 6 paragraphs. This is what you should do. So here I've said to start with. So secondly, I can end up writing thirdly, then I support, then now lastly I can end up now giving out the last paragraph. So take note, if you are writing, okay, if you are writing 6 paragraphs, so this simply means that to start with you support, also here you support, and thirdly you support, or lastly then you support, then now you conclude. This is what it is. Okay, so now let me show you how we end it, or let me just give out this other point. Okay, if you check, we have computers and okay, machines and computers reduce mistakes and work. So machines and computers make work easier and faster. So computers help people to do. Okay, so other points you have written them. So the ones which you have written, make sure that you cancel them so that you avoid the mistake of repeating the same points. So I'll end up just saying lastly, since I am giving my last point. So if you are giving out your last point, make sure you can use this conjunction with saying lastly to show that you are giving out the last point. You can say let me say additionally, okay, or in addition. Okay, so lastly, then I'll say machines and computers. Take note, stick to the position. Are you saying yes? If you're saying yes, starting from the first paragraph up to the end, you must maintain your stance. Don't change. So machines and computers, let me say reduce mistakes. Say people. So people sometimes make errors. So people sometimes make errors because they get tired, or forget things, full stop. Then I'll say but machines, and computers, but machines and computers work correctly if they are programmed well, like this. Then now the last paragraph I ended up writing. So the last paragraph I can end up writing in conclusion, we can say finally, or on a closing note, say I believe. Make sure that you stand, okay, with the side which you have chosen, even at the last. Okay, you say I believe that the replacement of human labor by machines and computers is good. You say because it makes work easier. It makes work easier, and so it makes work easier and faster. Okay, this is how you do it, guys. So thank you very much, and don't forget to like, comment, and also subscribe. Alright guys, wishing you the best.